What's up, everybody? Emperor John Kill 3D Gaming here, and it's a lovely Friday morning here in Tampa, Florida. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on something that's coming soon. On my next day off, me and the Mad Keelmer reviewer, my co-host, we are going to be holding a history lesson on the infamous Rogue Inquisitor. Why? Because Rogue Inquisitor just thinks he can go around and have a slinging contest with everybody and gets upset when people retaliate and defend themselves. I can tell by the kind of person he has turned out to be and how he acts. It was clear he received no form of discipline growing up and no form of actual parental guidance, you know. Especially that since I've been working, that's the time he likes to open his mouth about me and try to say things. And it's funny because the man projects so much onto other people, especially onto me. Maybe because he's used to being a bully and abusing people, that he doesn't like when people fight back. And he's not used to it. He doesn't know how to handle it. You know, clearly, if he was in the right, I would have been taken down multiple times, but I never was. So that should tell him something, that he was not in the right at all, but he thinks he does. And that's the sad part. I've seen people like him. You know, he has a high ego. He basically his own, because I guess outside of his sister, he can't get any action from a woman, but that's neither here nor there. But Rogue Inquisitor just doesn't know when to quit. But the thing is, he expects people to not do anything about it. So he just wants to continue to punch at people. And the funny thing is, he used the term punching down. You would have to be someone who's above me to punch down. But the issue is, and I know he's too stupid to see it, and I know all he's going to do is talk shit about it behind my back. He muted me, which was funny because he had blocked me at one point and unblocked me just to start drama. Like, he starts problems but doesn't know how to finish it. He always just wants to say, I'm right in the end, this is blah, 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 blah. The typical shit. It was clear that, you know, he was never disciplined by his parents growing up. You know, his mom probably spoiled him rotten like DSP. And he claims his father was military, but I forgot it's Canadian military, so that's not really much of a strong backing to begin with. And he wouldn't look the size of a rotund house if he had an actual military father. So, oh, and plus, when he films videos in his house is a fucking pigsty. You know, I have 6 people living in my home, and yet the house is immaculate. No excuse, you know. But I can already tell he's gonna get offended, which I don't really care to do. See, the thing is, with Inquisitor, he has far greater sins than I have. The problem is, I openly admit the mistakes I've made on platforms and things like that. I even did yesterday. Because he tried to falsify that I recently reported him when I decided to look at his Twitter wall. Because the thing is, he's a pussy. He doesn't tag me in nothing. He doesn't have the balls to show me. So that just tells you something about this guy. That he doesn't have it in him to provide anything. Nobody really believes what he says, because all he does is he'll take screenshots, or he'll just take something, he'll put them out of context and out of order to rewrite the narrative, rewrite history. And when I basically always bull ram right through his claims, then he wants to project and cause problems. Everyone has been witness to every situation with Inquisitor. He always starts it. And when there's proof of him starting it, he says, we started, or I started. I don't think that's how starting things work. Like, I made a post correcting that Star Wars girl, Anna, because, you know, she makes retarded takes on the platform, on X, Twitter X, or whatever. He could have simply ignored it. He could have simply just went out his way to, like, all right, whatever, leave John be. Nope, what did he have to do? Has to retweet what I say. Has to basically always go through my things to find something to use. What does that tell you about him, people? Like, what does that tell you? You know, I don't do none of this stuff to him. I don't need to go through any of his stuff because I have Odin's ravens everywhere alerting me when someone is doing stupid, or if nobody has the balls to tell me something, which he doesn't, okay? He doesn't. Between his mom and his sister draining them dry, he doesn't have enough testosterone to ever be man enough to say something about it. He always says, oh, I can expose you, I can this, that, and the third. But he never does it. He never has anything to show forth. So, he's always just all talk. The difference between me and him is I'm a man of action, he's a man of words. He claims that I manipulate systems to break the rules to get what I want. Not really, because if I was, consequences would have been taken against me, but have they? No. But clearly things always go against him instantly. I think that should tell you something, people. But I know Inquisitor will probably see this. He'll probably pretend not to care, but he'll be in his Discord where I have eyes. He always pops shit behind closed doors. He can never pop shit in person. And even if he did come across me in person, he wouldn't say a fucking thing, because one, his fat ass wouldn't be able to be fast enough. He would fall over, or I would probably throw some freaking Canadian bacon on the floor, and it would be easily like calling off a dog. But just guys, keep an eye out for my next history lesson, because it will be on him. Me and Keo will go over everything we can, you know, and probably within that time, Inquisitor will pop a lot of noise, talk shit behind my back. Like I said, it's all he's good for. He doesn't have the balls to do anything. He usually sends people to do his dirty work, or he claims he's bigger than anybody. Well, I mean, physically, yeah, he's a bigger man, but I wouldn't be priding myself being the Canadian-sized EDP in both body weight and have the mentality of DSP. So that's all I gotta say for right now, guys. Gonna relax for a couple more hours, head to work, come back, but I can feel it in my bones that at work he's gonna say something. And actually, if he does retaliate, it will just solidify everything I say about him. You know, he can't help himself, but I know what his excuse is gonna be. He's gonna come up with saying, I'm bigger than you, John, I don't have to this, I don't have to that, I'm gonna ignore you, blah, 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 blah. But by answering me right there, it means I truly got under his skin. See you all later.